Oh, little package has arrived. What do we think might be in this little beauty? Oh, another box. We're double boxed. Actually, I know what's in here. What's in here is a treat. Oh, look at this shiny. Wow. Let's get it unpacked. So this is the new 80 litre mash tun from Powell Brewing. What a lovely bit of kit. And I asked for something not really standard. I wanted 2 top inlets, and I don't think he's charged me for the second one yet. I need to remind him, because I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff with turbid mashes. I wanted the recirc and the turbid to be separate. I also didn't want the temperature gauge in here. I wanted, let's spin it around with one hand, a thermo well there, so that's perfect for the probes I use. Just stick it in. In fact, these are probably better than the thermo wells I use. Yeah, look at that. And story behind this, Ian Powell, who runs Powell Brewing, it's kind of like, you know, a lot of these things, it's a sort of like little one-man band with a good reputation. So I was happy with that. And he's a nice enough bloke. I've spoken to him a few times on the phone now. And he phoned me a week or so ago in a panic, saying, and I'm not sure whether it was due to Brexit or coronavirus or whatever, he phoned saying, I've got a problem. We haven't got any thermo pots. And and then he said, hang on, I've got one. So as he was doing this, he was panicking because he didn't want anything to go wrong with it. But what a beautiful, look at that. And this is now sat alongside our new HLT, and Chris is going to work out a way of putting in I don't know where I put the really thick pipe. I got some really thick, hang on, because I've been mucking about trying to do inventories of bits that I've got and bits that I haven't got. Anybody who knows me will know what I'm like. This is Chris. This is thick, very thick. So I don't know, we'll come back to that. And then Ian's chucked in some cam locks. What a lovely looking thing. So this is today's bonus video of Powell Brewing's 80 litre mash tun. What a lovely job. Bottom take off. No, did I show you inside? I showed you inside, didn't I? So false bottom, underneath there's a bottom take off. Now it does usually have a tube that comes up to avoid a stuck mash, but because I'm going to be using the Valentine will go here. I might have to extend this pipe so that I can, in fact, Christopher, I've got an idea. We'll use this one for the bottom take off on there, and I'll replace that with that, and that extra, sorry boys and girls, this is me thinking on the hoof. I shouldn't really be allowed to think on the hoof. So that's bloody perfect. Chris, we've got an answer. If this pipe, you think if this pipe is thick enough, I think it's probably thick enough, but I'm not an expert. Right, anyway, boys and girls, the next stage in the upgrading. So we've still got down here the that's going to be great for sort of 20-30 litre brews. This is going to be good for easily getting a 50 litre keg, like a standard Sankey keg, and possibly a 50 litre Sankey keg and a Corny keg out of one brew. We have a spare tube, which I think is that so screwed in to the thing. I could turn this upside down and have a look, but I'm not going to do that at the moment. I think it'll be long enough. If we have a look on, where is it? Right, on the side, almost goes through to the middle. So that's, I think, run that by Chris, will be perfect. And the long bit, longer bit, I've stuck on here and tightened it up. It's just meant that these two ball valves aren't perfectly aligned with each other, but that's all right. I'll sort that out with my OCD later. I'll undo this one, put a load more tape on and do it up so it's in line. Cut in quickly. I obviously had to do that because otherwise my OCD would have kicked in. So yeah, that's perfect. That's about as good as it gets. Sight glass on. Actually, I might use one of the bigger sight glasses to know. So this is when we do, obviously, goes through the Hermes coil and then into here. So the alignment, in fact, doesn't really matter because that could go there. It won't, but I'm just playing now. Because I know people like to look at the beer clearing as it flushes out of the Hermes. So in there, out there, into there, could work, who knows. Right, good, really coming together. Happy with this. I can't remember, I might have to edit this a little bit. I think it's important, and I have a need to draw attention to good service and bad service. Everything from the second I contacted him for the first time to this now being delivered and talking to him on the phone about 10 minutes ago, perfect. Couldn't have worked harder to make sure that I'm happy. It's that sort of service, and things like chucking in some cam locks and extra gaskets and seals and stuff, everything spot on, can't fault it. That is how things should be. I draw attention to bad service equally. Bad service should be publicised equally as much as good service. So yeah, this is, I just can't stop touching it. And if I look in the mirror, in mirror image of there, doesn't it make me look skinny as anything? Look at that. Obviously I am. Right. Yeah. I don't know where I put the other bit of pipe. Oh, I left it up there, didn't I? This is that bit of pipe that was here. So I think we'll be all right with this, because Chris has said we could weld a bend in, so I'm guessing he means by cutting it and then creating a V, or not bending it as such, but cutting it and then chamfering. Is that a term? Is that even a term? So it can then screw into the cam lock, not the cam lock, into the tri-clamp behind there, and then that will go in, and then put a street elbow on the end. I'm really loving this. This now for me is This is kind of like the final part of the jigsaw. I'll get the bottom take off finished on there. All the elements are in. It's there. There is one thing I haven't checked. I got this mash recirculating thing. Let's have a look. This thing, don't know how well it's going to work, but because I'm doing these kind of like really in-depth sparges, I wanted something that would, let's just rest that on there. I'm not going to be able to do this with one hand. Hang on, boys and girls. One day I'll learn to film all this properly. That fits perfectly. Obviously it'll be sat above the grain bed, so it won't be resting on the firmer well or anything, but yeah, made for it. Beautiful. I'm just sorry, this is going to be a repetitive sort of video where I just keep going, oh, isn't it beautiful? But it's because it's beautiful. Don't it all fit in nicely? Got like ultra modern, and then yeah, I like the look. Oh, I can't wait to get brewing on this. Right, sorry, this is the bonus footage for today. I will be putting up a really long, hopefully I'll have it all edited ready for tonight, Retford Return Part 2 2021, the 2 visits over to see Chris. I haven't been able to put it up because I didn't want to spoil Chris's putting his own videos up of the murals on his brewery doors and then making the sign. So I wanted to wait until he broke that, and then I can put my stuff up. But the bulk of tonight's video, if I get it edited in time, will be about trying to edit down, I think, 4.5–5 hours of cutting, grinding, welding of these. It was a long day, a lot of work, a lot of precision, but I mean the guy has got such an eye for a weld. You can't fault these in the slightest. So that's for later. In the meantime, I'll put a link down here, I think I might have mentioned that, to Powell Brewing. Ian, when you watch this, ever so pleased, cheers. Everybody else should have this video up sometime. It's Friday. Whatever you're doing this weekend, do it safely, and cheers.